Marcus speaks. Marcus speaks. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Marcus Speaks. Marcus Speaks Live. I am your host, Marcus. Everybody. Thank you for coming. If you're here watching with me right now, I give you a round of applause for that. Okay? Shows my appreciation and gratitude to you guys. Alright, let's hop into it. So, first things first. Everybody, if you are looking at your screen right now, I need for you to look at the bottom of the screen and read it. It says, "Don't be shy," okay? In the live write something in the live chat, okay? And don't forget to like, share, and if you're new, please subscribe and hit that bell to all right? Look at the top of your screen. Please subscribe if you're new. Like to share, hit the comment section, please, all right? Just a friendly reminder I just want to tell you guys, okay? So, let's hop into it, all right? I am using restream.com right now to stream live to both YouTube and Facebook, okay? The reason why I go over this every time is for when because I'm simultaneously casting to both YouTube and Facebook, but when this stream ends, I usually take off the video. I delete the video. Excuse me. And the YouTube link is in its place. So if you want to rewatch, just go, to if you're on Facebook, and I'll get to where you can find me in a minute. And it goes down, and I put the link in its place. So if you guys aren't subscribed to me on YouTube, I suggest you to come over and subscribe to me. Okay. Everybody, I do a stream on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? It's a game stream. I'm currently playing Biomutant. If you go to my channel, and if you go down, you'll see the playlist of Biomutant. I have all 6 episodes or videos in there if you want to watch that, alright? If you have any recommendations, game recommendations, show ideas, please leave them either in the live chat or either comment section on either my YouTube or my Facebook, okay? It's just so, I can make things better for you guys, okay? Show y'all the things that y'all might want to look at while, giving my own little touch to it. Or you can hit me up in my DMs. And where you can find me at to hit me up in my DMs is on Instagram at marcus.speaks.podcast. Okay? On Facebook, the personal page on Facebook is Marcus Speaks. I also have a group page of where this stream is also going. It is Marcus Speaks PC. The way you can find it is on the Facebook search engine. Type in Marcus Speaks PC and you'll be able to find me. I think I said Marcus Speaks PC when I was trying to describe the group. It's Marcus Speaks Podcast for the group, as well as my Instagram. They're both connected. And everybody on Facebook, if you're on, if you're watching there, please come over to YouTube at Marcus Speaks. If you don't know how to find me, or if you can find me, look for this thumbnail. You'll be able to find me, all right? I'll give you all a second to look at that. So, yes, that is everything that I gotta go over. That is all my housekeeping. Except one more thing. Alright? It's something that I have to do every time. Alright? And I like for myself to get into it. Hello everyone, I'm going to tell you about fair use. It's the law. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. All right. That is me explaining to you what fair use is. And the only reason why I have myself going over to y'all what fair use is because when I'm doing my podcast, okay? When I go into my points and when I'm talking about, the stories that I'm talking about, I have videos that go along with what I'm talking about, okay? Reason being is because, I have certain things that I like to talk about, and sometimes they make for me to play a video that has something to do with what I'm talking about. So, it's just procedure because Facebook. Sorry, y'all, I'm typing right now, but I'm almost done. So yeah. I have to do that for the certain fact that on both YouTube and Facebook, YouTube primarily will flag me if I'm using somebody else's video. So that's the only reason why I have that up there. I usually would manually speak that, but since since I started getting creative and it started getting tiring for me to talk about it every week, I decided to do a voice recording with it, and there you go. So, if y'all could like, share, and subscribe, if you guys haven't already done so. If you have, I thank you. All right. So, everybody, y'all might be looking at the title and wondering, what the hell is Marcus talking about today? Well, the only reason why I named it this, and sorry I'm getting so distracted because nothing that I've so alright. I'll turn this down a little bit more. Okay, so sorry. The only reason why I called it this, because I could have just wrote out how I usually write my titles of each story that I'm talking about. But I didn't want to do that because of YouTube has recently gave me not recently, but I think it was last month, if not in June, They gave me a community strike for misinformation. So what I'm talking about today goes along the lines, but I made sure in my writings that I did not say anything that I brought up in that video that had got taken down. Okay, I made sure I was strategic enough to where this won't get flagged. If so, YouTube or Facebook, this is all conspiracy. Okay, I am not. I repeat, I am not talking in real terms. What I am talking, excuse me, what I am talking in is I'm talking conspiracy basically. Um Everybody knows what conspiracy is. It's something that people are talking about that has yet to be proven. So all this that I'm about to talk about today has yet to be proven. So I don't want nothing, and I mean nothing, to come out of this to where you guys don't get to see the replay of this. So I'm making sure that I'm very strategic in this right now. Okay. So it's bad when a television personality speaks out against the hypocrisy that the government and mainstream media is pushing. Then it gets ridiculous for it because he's not falling in line with the establishment. So, you know, when people don't fall in line, they literally get ridiculed for their words, which usually happens. I.e., the story I covered last week of the baby. So, you know, everybody knows he got ridiculed, and I think what I've saw this week that he got dropped from his label, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So um so yeah, it's bad when he doesn't fall on his sword for the establishment. It's a bad day in the office for psychologist Dr. Drew Pinsky. If y'all don't know who Dr. Drew Pinsky is, I will show you a photo of what he looks like. All right. I guess it's a bad day for him. So he doesn't really seem to be too you know, he doesn't really it seems like he really doesn't care, but you know, when people start getting ridiculed by their colleagues and by people that they work with, shit starts to get serious. So maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I'm not sure. So then social media is allowed to set an algorithm to where people's pages get flooded with people's COVID-19 status or vax status, and it's eliminating allowing fact it's eliminating allowing facts to be put out to inform but rather be listed as misinformation. Basically what I'm saying here, people who speak out against what they see get labeled, their pages get labeled as misinformation, basically, right? I.e., my Dr. Fauci video that I had up here that is no longer here for the simple fact that it was given off medical misinformation. So, yeah, whatever. So now, haven't I spoke on all of this already with the Fauci video? I may not keep bringing this up, but my video of Dr. Fauci got of his emails, Dr. Fauci's emails, was taken down either the end of June or early July. I can't remember when I made that video. So but this is just the tip of the iceberg, everybody, because more is to come. Yet is more to come. The godsend president, slow Joe Biden, signed off on a mandate that allows the crackination to be legal. How can I say this next word? The crackination to be a legal experiment to all Americans, but is that anything new? I think not. It's not new. All right. The experiment is all of the federal workers having to have to get the crackination. All right. But he needs a goal to be met that Dr. Fauci is now pushing even further for his goal from 60% to 90%. All right. So I guess they want us to all to be vaxxed, all to be all vaxxed so we can board planes to go to trips that we've planned, hang out with friends again, or go to venues in office buildings again so we can go back to work. Or else, if you don't, you will be fired and not be able to receive unemployment benefits. So we can starve and die because our government looks at us as useless eaters. Because uh, food trucks are sparse and food is scarce, and they the government or who we perceive as the government wants us to rely on them to give us answers because how many people they consistently keep lying to that are scared. Fear is our government, our Bill of Rights, and our Constitution. We, they say, now because of the paradigm shift, our our government, our government say our government says say do as I say, not as I do, and like it because if you will place if you will be placed in jail without a date of getting out, so do as I say, not as I do, and be rewarded with freedoms that I give, not the ones that you think you have. So everybody look, let's start the show. All right. And what you guys didn't realize I was doing, what I was doing was a monologue. All right. I was just basically giving you guys a synopsis of what the show is about today. All right. All right. And if you don't know, I read from a paper that all of my points is on. Okay. It's pretty thick this time around. I think it's like 6 pages. So I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible. So, I can get out of here in the 2 or 2.5 hours that I usually do my videos. And if y'all watching on Facebook, uh, either or one, either my group page or the personal page, which the personal page I shared publicly. So if you're watching, please type some stuff in, get us get us going with the whole thing because I will be showing your your comments as I go. It's gonna look something like this. All right. Or with the YouTube people, it's gonna look something like this. All right. Well, it won't say that, but it will look exactly how this one looks. But it would have the YouTube symbol next to your picture or whatever. All right. All right. So everybody, Dr. Drew Pinsky, this guy right here, Dr. Drew, is speaking out against the COVID-19 vax passports, calling the idea a form of modern day segregation. In a recent tweet, Dr. Drew revealed that only 28.4% of the black community has received the jab from ex-president Donald Trump's Operation Warp Speed program. According to the CDC, According to the U.S. CDC, this means that most black people in America will no longer be able to participate in society, at least not in the areas where proof of vax is required for entry. Dr. Drew writes, with states like California and New York mandating vax passports to enter restaurants and businesses, that black community would be most affected by the modern day segregation. There are, of course, tens of millions of whites who are also refusing to get the jab or whatever. They too will be treated like second class citizens in areas where the medical fascists have decided to impose a new system of apartheid based on injection status. Now, y'all may be asking, what the fuck does this mean, Marcus? Why are you talking about Dr. Drew? Well, Dr. Drew was right because what you guys aren't realizing is that this is what they're going over on the news every day. They're going over almost every day that if you don't get vaxxed, then you won't have a job, you won't be able to enter gyms and other businesses and stuff like that. But as I said last week, there are certain storefronts and stores that are saying you can't come here if you are vaxxed. But because it's only because they were saying that possibly they are theoretically really that they're spreading the whoop de wamp. So yeah. But where am I at on this? Um okay. So they also write from what I've gathered, and what I'm about to say is concerning the Trump vax. Dr. Drew worries that they are being used to further divide America into two separate countries. One where comply or die is the law, is the law is the law of the land, and if you don't want to comply, then you will die. You know what I'm saying? Comply or die. Where some people are complying, but they're dying also. But you ain't hear that from me. You hear that from all the statistics that are on television damn near every day of people getting the jab, and there's been plenty of people that uh we saw that get it, and then they're 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 fucked up afterwards. Let me turn some music on. All right. Um. So Dr. Drew deserves credit for making his voice heard on this important matter, especially since he has long been a figure in Hollywood where medical fascism seems to be fully embraced as the norm. Not only that, it's motherfuckers in Hollywood talking about that they don't take baths every day, and that shit's nasty. Like, I think I brought that up last week, but you got Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, and I think it was Charlize Theron that said that they don't wash their children or in themselves every day. They only wash themselves and kids when they start seeing dirt on them. Now, do you know how long you do you know how long it will take for dirt to start building up on your body for you to realize you have to hop in the shower? Now, that's nasty. That means you had a couple days, a couple days, a few days of dirt build up on you that is starting to show. You can start growing mushrooms at you at that point. But yeah, his statement has not come without backlash, though including from TV commentator on mental health, Dr. Gail Saltz, which is this lady. Hold on, I don't have her. Do I have her picture saved? I do. So, hold up. Here she is right here, Dr. Gail Saltz. Well, she looked like she was a freak in her day, back in her heyday. Um, In response to Dr. Drew's tweet, Saltz tried to claim that because the jab is available to everyone, regardless of their skin color, that there is no discrimination happening with vax passports. Since being vaxxed is not an unchangeable parameter like skin color is, Salt says that it is easy to not be discriminated against. She says, all you have to do is roll up your sleeve and uh, permanently alter. I don't know if I should say this. All you have to do is roll up your sleeve and permanently alter bio functions. I'll say it like that: bio functions. Functions blueprint with a Trump jab. All right. I had to weave in and out of that because the way I wrote it wasn't the way I'm supposed to say it. I write it the way how I'm supposed to say it, but I guess I started getting tired. But you know. So I have this video up of Dr. Drew. He was talking to a gentleman, and I want to share it with you guys. So here we go.
No. Hey, Dr. Drew, how's it going?
Good, what's up? Get out your nose.
Not
Dr.
much.
Drew.
So, I haven't gotten a vaccine, and I saw the tweet that you sent about, how it's going to be negatively impacting people who haven't got a vaccine, and basically, I'm okay with the fact of not being able to go into these businesses that are requiring proof of vaccination.
Good.
And I just don't feel comfortable yet getting it, and I don't want to just get it so I can go see a show at a concert, something like that. So I don't know. I want to know what you thought about what I think.
I don't think that coercion is a. If we coerced patients to take treatment, we would be seen as physicians as misappropriating our position, our power, and not engage in collaborative, appropriate, ethical care of a patient. So coercion, it does worry me a great deal. The point of my tweet, though, was none of those things. That tweet was just pointing out that because people of color are disproportionately unlikely to get a vaccine, they will be disproportionately discriminated against. You will have a circumstance where a large majority of people, say in the New York City area, who are of African descent, will not be allowed into restaurants. That's insanity. That's a certain insanity. I mean, I can't even believe that they're allowing this policy to stand. So there's 28% vaccine rates in the African American community. That means, 59, 60, to do the math for, 71% are not going to be allowed into gyms and restaurants because
It's only because I've said this, I think a few videos ago. Can't remember which one it was. I do so many each month, I can't remember all my videos. But some black folks do not want to get the jab only for the sheer fact of one incident. And that is the Tuskegee experiment. We don't want to get this because we don't know what's in it. We don't know, what the hell it is. Some people call it a vax. Some people call it a therapeutic. It's being called too many things. Black people are simple-minded people, so we want the straight and narrow answer. We don't want no bullshit attached to it. We want more answers and better answers than what they're giving us. So why is it that they can't give us these answers to these questions? And they usually just say, "Well, just take it. We'll talk to you afterwards." That's not good enough. We want you to tell us. Uh, we want you to tell us straightforward what we're getting into and what it's all about. Because obviously, by it being in commercials, and this is the bullshit that they got black folks doing. They got Juvenile and remaking his hit song "Back That Ass Up" to "Vax That Ass Up." Then you got them hiring an African American male actor to act as if he's a street hustler, basically saying in the video, you know, I got moves to make and all this other shit, and I can't be out here. If the thing out here, and then what I'm saying, if I get sick, then what I'm saying, everybody that counts on me goes under. So I gotta take this in order to make sure that what I'm saying, my business is straight. And it's like, are y'all fucking serious? Are you really doing this? No goddamn respect whatsoever for black folks. They just think if we put certain images in front of them, they won't mind. But there's some of us that do mind, like myself. And that shit was some bullshit, especially that vax that ass up. Like that was uncalled for. So I turned that off. All right. So let's continue. I think I got like a minute or so left on this.
Of their history and the color of their skin. I don't understand how people can let that stand. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
I mean, the thing with me is, everyone has access to the vaccine. I'm not getting the vaccine, but I know I could. I mean, I could do it today. You know what I'm saying? So, and they can do it today too. But you're right. There seems to be, there seems to be a problem there when you start to look at the numbers. But I think we had a problem. I mean, that's as if racism doesn't exist. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that there was no racism before there were, before we were asking everyone to bring their vaccine cards in, right? So this isn't like whether this is racism or not. There is racism.
I'm not making a comment on that.
Right.
I'm just saying that
Okay.
the policy in its inception and execution is segregating based on ethnicity. And I can't say it any clearer than that. It's a policy that is segregating humans based on behaviors that are related to ethnicity. It's called Jim Crow. I don't know what else to call it.
So you can't tell me to get a vaccine as a 50.
All right, that was it. I went 3 seconds over that, which I wasn't supposed to do, but doesn't matter. So yeah. All right, let's follow that back a little bit. All right, so So yeah, man, disproportionately we won't get it. Black people, I'm saying we won't get it for the sheer factor of history. That's all. Not only the Tuskegee experiment, you gotta think about uh, when they were testing certain medicines out and you know doing shit over here. They mainly used. I won't. Well, yeah, I will say mainly, but black men had something to do with this as well. But uh, as far as getting examined on, but black women disproportionately during slave times got operated on for the sheer fact for us as a collective for slaves and stuff. They they basically was saying that we could handle pain more, we could handle certain procedures and stuff of us being left open, mainly women when I say that, but uh, because of our skin color, they were they didn't really know um, they didn't really know anything that they were talking about, so you know thus certain procedures and stuff like that came out of it, and here we are today with this. All right, so the next story is something that I spoke on in my monologue is that people are having to get uh, the jab to go to work, or in order to be able to go back to work. Because the shutdown is done, maybe, but the shutdown is done. So office buildings and certain businesses want their workers, to come back into the office or back, uh, back either back in the office or back to their regular jobs instead of being at home. They want them to come back, but in order for them to come back, they have to take take the vax. And some people don't want to take it, so they're either being fired and let go, or well, with the fired and let go, they won't. Is certain mandates to where they won't be able to participate in unemployment benefits. I covered that last week. Please check that video out. Um, but yeah, let's get in this. As increasingly more multinational corporations based in the U.S. demand that their workers get vaxxed for the COVID-19 in order to keep their jobs, many are now wondering, does getting fired for noncompliance with Donald Trump's Operation Warp Speed scheme disqualify a person from receiving unemployment benefits? The answer is yes, everybody. According to the mainstream media, the answer is yes. Employees of Disney, Walmart, Tyson, and other behemoth companies who get terminated for refusing to receive terminated for refusing to receive the jab unemployment won't get unemployment benefits because a handful of lawyers have decided that workers protection laws no longer apply to the non uh, the non injection. According to what's that, Bain Sheltzer law firm, and John T. Harrington from the Employment Law Group. Uh, the jab mandates at the corporate level are a form of company policy that warrant an employee being fired for refusing to obey. Uh, in most areas of the U.S., if you are fired for breaking a company policy, you aren't eligible for unemployment benefits and payments. The report claims comparing COVID-19 mandates to a company dress code. Harrington says that refusing to roll up our sleeves is a form of insubordination and misconduct. That would likely disqualify you for receiving unemployment benefits. Now, look, I have it written down what else this guy says. This Harrington guy. He also states in it that how is not taking the jab the same as, let's say, you work in the office building. The dress is not casual, but it's work. Um, well, I don't have a job where I have to dress up, so I don't know the actual term. But I'm pretty sure the term is office or business attire. Business attire. So shirt and tie, uh, probably a suit, along with the women having to wear, either some sort of female business suit or dress or something. So how is that the same as not getting vaxxed? To me, it really doesn't make any sense because being not having a shirt and tie means that you're not in uniform. Now, what the hell does a jab have to do with me and me being able to perform my job? It means nothing, to be honest, because how the hell are they gonna tell us what we have to do with our bodies? It doesn't make any sense. I feel like I'm hiding behind this mic again. How in the hell does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense to anybody. So one's injection status is a private matter, which is called a HIPAA law. But people won't want to get into people's medical business, which to me makes the HIPAA thing sound like a joke. So people are actually now, well, some people are, especially um federal employees, they have to go to the doctor and get that thing. But some people are refusing. They don't want to. They don't want to at all. And I understand because I said to my sister last week when I was dropping her off to get her car, I personally said, look, if my job wants me to get it, I don't want to get it. So I might have to tell them, look, you might have to go ahead and get that pink slip ready. I'm just saying. If anyone is watching from my job, which I tell them about my podcast, might as well get that pink slip ready if that comes into place. I'm not playing. I'm not taking it. So so it's a private matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to tell anybody if I'm vaxxed up or not. So you know, whatever. Um, Regardless of whether or not the jab in question has full approval or just emergency use authorization. Nope, nobody, employer or otherwise, has a constitutional right to deny an individual the right to work because they refuse to be penetrated with a chemical needle from Big Pharma, which is not really from Big. Some people from Big Pharma, um, but um, constitutionally, I think a job has to find a way for you to work if you refuse to get the jab. I think constitutionally they have to do that. Now when it comes to determining your job status from what I said earlier, by it being by being insubordinate, I don't know how far they can go with that. They have, I don't know. They have to go through their policies and see if they can let you go. But I think constitutionally they have to find some sort of means for you to be able to earn a living. So just keep that in mind. Plus, there's certain legal measures you can take in order for your job not to get rid of you. So, it would appear as though the Harringtons of the world, the guy that I spoke of earlier, the Harringtons of the world, and their media accomplices want to scare Americans into believing that there are no legal protections in place to protect against this type of medical fascism. The truth is, there are protections in place if people are willing to exercise them. What every what every freedom loving Americans needs to be doing right now is seeking out a constitutional lawyer or law group that understands informed consent and the right to choose when it comes to medical interventions, especially ones that pose extreme health risks. American workers also have the right to file for unemployment regardless of what Harrington says. Shelter acknowledged this. At least nothing that terminated employees can still fill out the form and apply and argue their case, but she still claims that it is a gross misconduct to refuse the jab. Another thing to keep in mind are the exemptions, which depend on state in which you live. Can encompass personal, philosophical, religious, and or medical objections to force vaxxed with experimental chemicals. So what that means is that um, I said earlier, there's certain legal means you can take. One of them is going to your doctor, family doctor. Most importantly, ask them for a medical. I think it's a medical exemption form. Um, a lot of this stuff. I think a lot of this stuff gets done when it comes to kids getting vaxxed for school. So from what the ages of infancy to like was it like 2 or 3 years old, kids get a cocktail upon cocktail of injections of vaxes that they have to get in order, like polio and shit like that. Which there's no more polio, so I don't even know why we still get that. Chicken pox and all that. Is certain things that you have to do for your children, which some people go against it. Mostly, from what I understand, is Muslim people. They don't get these these vaxes because it goes against our religious beliefs. Um, I can't think of anybody else. I want to say the Jewish community as well uh, do this, but mostly the Jewish community, they have their own schools for their children to go to. So it's really not um, up to a public school system to determine what they can do. So um, that's just an FYI. So um, Americans who would rather not permanently destroy their immune system and change their God-given DNA can apply for an exemption and exercise it, exempting them from even having to take any shot as a condition of employment. Everyone with access to these exemptions will probably want to take advantage of them right away. So if you guys don't want to get vaxxed, make sure you go to your doctor, ask for an exemption form, and make sure you fill that bitch out. Get it filed. Make sure everybody that you need to have a copy of gets a copy of it. All right. Some jobs will say, "Well, give us the real form so we can make our copy to give back to you." Give them a copy. You keep the master copy. All right. So this next video, what I want to go over, talks about what I just spoke on, but they have more um, experts and stuff like that that go into it. All right. Let's get into it.
The new vaccine debate now on whether your employer can require you to get a vaccination. ABC's Deirdre Bolton is here with more on that part of the story. Deirdre, good morning.
Good morning. With the Delta variant throwing a wrench in many companies' back to the office plans. From various hospitals to big banks and more than 400 colleges and universities, some businesses across the country are now demanding employees get the vaccine.
I urge every employer go to whatever form of mandate you are comfortable with because it will help us fight COVID.
This week, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio pleaded with private employers to impose vaccination requirements as workers begin to head back to the office. And it's not the only city. San Francisco is requiring all of its municipal employees get vaccinated once the vaccines receive full approval from the FDA.
It was important for me to make sure that we set an example with our workforce.
In sports, the NFL sent a memo to players strongly urging them to get vaccinated, saying teams will forfeit and be slapped with a loss if a game is canceled because of a COVID-19 outbreak among unvaccinated players. And neither team's players will be paid. As for corporations, Morgan Stanley and BlackRock will bar unvaccinated employees from their New York offices. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Chase are making it mandatory for U.S.-based staff to disclose their vaccination status.
Many companies are so anxious to get back to work, and I think they are imposing vaccine policies, and employees do need to be aware of that.
Generally, legal experts say that employees can be fired for refusing the vaccine. There are exceptions for medical or religious reasons, but to be sure, the law community is going to have a very busy next few years. Matt?
Yeah, Deirdre, thank you so much. The legal ramifications of this are something we're watching. Joining us now, legal analyst Rita Martin. Rita, good morning. Thank you for joining us. The first question is, people want to know, can employers legally require employees to get a vaccine?
The simple answer is yes, Matt. An employer can require its employees to be vaccinated. There is actually a Supreme Court case dating back to 1905 that upheld vaccine mandates for smallpox in the state of Massachusetts. And we've recently seen federal courts, both in Texas and in Indiana, uphold mandates that were implemented, one by the hospital in Texas and a university in Indiana.
I think a lot of people want to know, too, is what protections or options do workers have in this situation?
There are some exceptions, Matt. If you have a disability, if you have some kind of medical condition that would allow you to opt out of a vaccine, that may be applicable if your employer goes to a mandate. Also, if you have a religious belief that prevents you from getting a vaccine, you may be able to use that. But generally speaking, employers can impose, rules, restrictions, regulations on its employees, and courts have upheld them. An employer can tell you on Friday everyone has to wear green to work, and that would be considered legitimate. So employees have few options if they don't have a medical condition or a religious exemption.
So it sounds as if there will be a number of court challenges, but they won't succeed.
They can succeed if they know the right lawyer to go to. there's been plenty of lawyers who've uh, fought this type of thing, mainly for kids who go to school. Some parents don't want their kids to be vaxxed in order to go to school. Um, and like I said earlier, um, these kids get a cocktail. I think it's like 80. Hold on, I'm saying too much. Was it like 40 some odd shots kids get now in order to not get sick from whatever jab that they're getting? So, and they get that from what, infancy until like what, 4 years old or something like that. So you talking a 4 year span of them getting what, 10 shots a year? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy as hell. I remember what, my ex's daughter, I had to take her to go and get, I think it was her last shots, to be honest. She was 4 years old at the time and she had to get her last shots. She cried like a baby, but I can't remember how many. I think it was like 2 or 3 that she had to get. Which is funny that I bring it up because my ex put up a picture of her freaking the fuck out again of getting these shots, and she's like 12 years old now. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. All right.
I think you're right about that, Matt. We're going to see a lot of litigation around this issue, employees who are going to challenge these mandates. But so far, federal district courts, like I said, have already upheld mandates, and there is that Supreme Court case. So I don't think employees are going to have many options. Some will have to opt out and decide they perhaps want to work someplace else. But employers at this point have the upper hand as it relates to vaccine mandates.
The ongoing legal battle will certainly be fascinating to watch. Reba Martin this morning. Reba, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out.
All right, Robin Roberts. All right. So I can get rid of this for now. All right. So once again, if you guys could, if you're watching, please like, share this, and subscribe. Hit the bell to all. Make sure you get all of my notifications, okay? All right. So it seems like our friends over at Big Pharma is seeking a new area to start advertising, and that is social media. Something's afoot over in the social media realm with Big Pharma. Now, social media algorithms are being used to not only identify and eliminate certain facts and truths, but these AI systems are also being used to promote certain types of propaganda, to brainwash the public into accepting falsehoods as if they are popular messages of truth. To make matters worse, unscrupulous operatives are using vax propaganda bot farms to catapult Big Pharma's lie across social media to install fear in others' lives. The latest bot farms was caught spreading lies about the passports and a system of segregation against healthy, naturally immune people. Social media users are beginning to spot deceptive propaganda and comes to realize that these personalized messages are being used en masse to convince the public of specific narratives. These bot farms are being used to guilt and shame the unvaxxed. So they feel compelled to comply. These bot farms demoralize and discourage people from speaking up and taking action, as their civil liberties are threatened. These bot farms give the impression that a lie is a universal truth openly accepted by many people. I've said this. I've said this plenty of times. I forgot what video I did where I talked about this, but I talked about that. Where people where it's certain things that are going on that big pharma is doing. No, not big pharma, but but not just big pharma, but social media within itself is actually taking people out their pages. They're taking them out their accounts when they have either a question about it and they're trying to seek it from someone else, or if they're just spreading some true knowledge about some shit, and you know what I'm saying, they're just either Xing them out or they're suspending their pages. And I've said this plenty of times, like it's one thing for them to get rid of you. It's another thing for them to no, it's one thing to silence you, just suspend your page for like a couple days or a week. But it's another thing for them to totally X you out, to take you off of their platform because you didn't comply to their community or their community guidelines. That's some bullshit. It's some total bullshit. These bot farms, I said that already. These bot farms give the impression that Allah, I said that already as well. This manipulation is culling people's motivation, determination, and silencing their will. These bot farms are intended to spread disinformation and making people feel defeated, so they will give up and question their reality. By breaking down the psychology of people, these bot farms stop people from speaking out about their liberties and the issues that matter. That's the reason why I'm here, people. I do this not for my well-being, but for yours. I want you to know this information, as well as you telling, a family member or somebody about this information. Point them to this video, have them watch the full video so they can get a understanding of what's going on, and then have them do their own research, because I like to say this a lot. I would rather you do your own research than to take my take my advice and you totally be out of the loop of what you really know. So I encourage you guys to do your own research. All right. All right, so where was I? When those bot accounts are engaged, they are programmed to verify the truth and contradict common sense and human reasoning. These fake accounts are there to anger Americans and make them. I got to swap the page. And make them believe that they have no rights, no legal recourse, and no expertise to comment on the matter at hand. These bots should not be engaged because they are heartlessly programmed to defend an agenda of enslavement, fear, and depopulation. One particular message that is making rounds is the lie that the ERs and ICUs are getting swamped by unvaxxed people. This message was this disseminated across Twitter. It made to look like it's coming from a concerned healthcare worker. Now, I was supposed to show y'all a video. Well, not a video, a picture. Because, I show pictures and I play videos as well as me, giving y'all what I know. Or, not just what I know, what I've researched. Now, the only reason why I'm not sharing that video right now is for the simple fact that, that picture, I'm sorry. The reason I'm not showing that the picture, because it has all these body counts and things that they've wrote. The only reason why is because they have the actual name of Coco-19, and I wasn't about to share that. It was more pictures I was supposed to show as I was doing this, but they had Coco-19 written on. Even the thumbnail picture of, if you see, they have red is reds that scratched them out. I scratched out the Coco-19 label because it had Coco-19 in it. For the simple fact that I'm not getting flagged again and I don't want my channel to get down. As I said, all this is conspiracy. Conspiracy is just something that has yet to be proven. That's it. So, so yeah, I don't have that those pictures anymore. So yeah. I wish I could show them on my social media, but I'm pretty sure my social media page would get flagged for like a couple days or a week or something like that. So I didn't put those up there as well. So yeah. So let's move on. This message was not sent out by a real healthcare professional working on the front lines. This message is being sent out verbatim across several social media accounts using fake bots. These messages are being used to psychologically subvert the masses and achieve greater levels of compliance. Because people, where else would they be able to find this but social media? Y'all gotta remember, by y'all being on social media damn near every hour of the day, every second of the day, you invite shit like that in your on your social media. So in order for you not to see this shit, be like me. If I check my social media, it's only just to see what I've been sent. I check my messages once or twice a week. I'm not on social media every day, but I just check the what's new on there as far as what's the groups I follow and people that I know what they post. Basically the what's it called? Let me go to it real fast so I can further understand what the hell I'm talking about. So I checked the activity page. That's what it's called, the activity page. On Instagram, I check that once a day. And I check Facebook's, let me see what that's called. I check Facebook's notification page every day. Once a day. That's all I do. Once a day for that. That's it. And then YouTube, since I like watching YouTube. I'm on YouTube every day. Plus, YouTube doesn't send me crazy recommendations like that. So yeah, I suggest you guys to do what I do. Check your activity and whatever other social medias that you have. I also have Clubhouse, but I'm not really on there. Only for the simple fact that the comedian that I like, that why I started getting on Clubhouse, his show's no longer on right now, so he's taking a hiatus, and whenever he gets back in the swing of doing the show, he also does his Clubhouse stuff. So whenever he starts doing the show, that's when I'll start checking Clubhouse as well. But I'm not even on Clubhouse. But if y'all want to get jumped in Clubhouse, just let me know. It's Marcus Speaks over there at Clubhouse. I think it's Marcus Speaks. Just Marcus Speaks. I hope it's just Marcus Speaks. Let me check. Yes, it's Marcus Speaks. Follow the thumbnail that'll show in the beginning of the show. Follow that thumbnail. Follow me on there if you want. If you're not already a member of Clubhouse, I'll jump you in, and or I think I can recommend you or something like that. I'm not sure, but anyway, but I can jump you in though. So just let me know. Gang, gang. So um. So, these bot farms can be controlled from a single computer hooked up. Hold on, am I there yet? All right, yeah. These bot farms can be controlled from a single computer hooked up to a multiple phones and social media accounts. These bot farms may include a group of internet trolls who are paid to interfere in public consensus in political decision making. These keyboard armies are paid to spread propaganda and attack critics, brainwashing people into accepting lies while controlling political decisions and influencing election outcomes and restrictive COVID-19 policies, which is true. So, that with that, I will give it this.
Holy shit.
A big holy shit. So, I'm just saying, man, it's some shit going on out here that I think that we all should know. All right. So, that was the third story. I got two more for you guys, and I'm doing good with time right now. I think it's like an hour and some change. Oh, an hour and 30 minutes. I've been doing good, so I might meet that 2 hour deadline, 2.5 hour deadline that I usually do. So usually I go 3 hours sometimes as well, which I thought this video was going to be 3 hours, but I'm doing good. So yeah, I got this next video for you guys, and it's about what I just talked about, I think.
Tomorrow, President Biden is expected to mandate all civilian federal.
No, that's not the one. Oh yeah. Remember, I couldn't find anything for that. So I don't have a video for you for that because I couldn't find a video that matched what I was talking about. So I don't have a video for it. But that video is for the next story that I have. So, like I said earlier, President Slow Joe is signed something into law for experimental vaccine mandates to make them legal. God damn it, I said the word. God damn it, I said the word. I wasn't trying. Fuck. This whole this whole video about to come down. Let me power through this because hopefully they don't. So, President Slow Joe Biden has decided that it's perfectly legal for the government and private businesses to force employees against their will to get the jab with a gene modification chemical. Biden Justice Department concluded in a new option that there is no federal law barring either the public or private sectors from requiring people to get jabbed with the drug. Two videos ago, if not the last video, also said that as well. So, which currently hold emergency use authorizations from the FDA. The decision came about after the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, the state of California and New York City all decided to require that some of their workers either get vaxxed or agree to weekly testing for the rest of their lives. Which that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Because who the hell wants to get tested every day? They're jabbing that shit in your nose, which possibly has micro doses of the vax on it. Because the part that they're jabbing that shit up into your nose is a very porous, soft area that they're swabbing to enable to for them to be able to understand if you're positive or negative. So it's a possibility that little stick that they have with the cotton swab that's wet when they go up in there, it's possibly, not saying that it is, it's a theory that you're getting microdosed with that shit. Which I heard that when that happens, uh, it hurts. It burns and it hurts. So everybody, if you liking what's going on right now, please like, share, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And when you do subscribe, please hit that bell, okay, to all, so you can get all of my notifications, all right? Help me help you, basically. Because I do this every week. And I give y'all information that y'all probably haven't seen or haven't heard, all right? All right. Where am I at? Okay, Veterans Affairs, ironically enough, was the first federal agency to mandate the lethal injections, negating the brave efforts of actual veterans who fought overseas in years past, and some of them paid the ultimate price. Paid the ultimate price with their lives to stop this type of medical fascism from ever encroaching on our borders, which is a lie. For the simple fact that, how can I say this without offending any veteran? Okay. Let me give y'all a brief history real fast. Y'all remember 9/11? All right. This is what 9/11 did. Once the planes hit the Twin Towers, right? And once the aftermath from that, from our parents and people older than our parents and stuff like that, because I was in the 8th grade when that shit happened. So when our parents got scared from them not knowing what the hell was going on or what was going to happen, they gave up some freedoms. And those freedoms allows the government, which has been proven, to spy on us, which still happens to this day. This is being spied on right now. And yeah, look, if y'all are, just type something in the chat for me. Just say hello, all right? Don't be shy. I know that you're watching. Scare the shit out of me and type something. So anyway, yeah, so they gave up our freedoms, basically some freedoms. So thus, the Homeland Security Bureau or group or whatever that they are is here today. Homeland Security helps. Homeland Security helps from terrorist attacks from happening. Domestic or foreign, and also what else does it entail? It doesn't allow the countries that we don't get along with from coming into our borders or whatever, which our borders reach a few miles out from sea. So if you're in any bordering state that borders the country, such as mines, Delaware, all 13 colonies, out west, the bottom of Texas, and all of Louisiana, well, the bottom of Louisiana, all of Florida, in Hawaii, so in Alaska, because they have, so they monitor everything that happens. The National Guard monitors everything that happens from the Gulf Coast to the West and East Coast. And also, the top of America as well. So North Dakota and Michigan and all that, they're there too. So, but, what I'm saying, that also not only, and I said brief, but this is going on a little too long. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Not only does that help them to eliminate a threat from coming into this country, but also they can eliminate a threat inside of the country. So that's what Homeland Security is. Those are some of the freedoms that you guys got rid of. That is the reason why we are being spied upon from emails, cell phones, televisions, video game consoles, you name it. Spied upon. All right. So, the Department of Justice issued a letter stating that because access to the jab is now widespread, numerous educational institutions, employers, and other entities across the U.S. have chosen to mandate the jab as a condition of staying employed, i.e. the federal workers. So any federal worker postman, postwoman, or mailman, most mailwoman, and anything above and in between have to get the jab because they are a federal worker. They're a part of the union. So, which I don't understand why the union doesn't fight against that unless the union is also owned by the government as well. But it shouldn't be because we all remember Jimmy Hoffa. But that's a different story. So, for instance, the letter reads: certain schools will require the jab in order for students to attend class in person, and certain employers will require vax as a condition of employment. Now, with the school part, definitely here in Maryland, because our governor is overzealous. I saw on the news, like most of you guys have in your respective states, wherever you're watching from, has showed that, and I did this video too, 1,000 cases an hour, which I also said no medical facility can handle, especially their ER. No ER can handle 1,000 cases an hour. That's 24,000 cases a day. There's no ER that can handle that type of cases. They don't have the resources. They don't have the manpower. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, Slow Joe Biden says there is nothing to prohibit public or private entities from imposing vax requirements, even when the only vax available are those authorized under the emergency use authorization. By giving this green light, the expectation is that other federal agencies will soon follow suit, along with at least some segments of the private sector. I gotta read that over because I was about to say something. Yeah, so with the people that they allow, like Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson, uh, um, these are the only entities that they allow to do this, and they give their what is it called? They give their recidivism rate. I think I said that right. Recidivism. Okay, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. Basically, it's 90 whatever percent effective, whatever. That's because they took a group who took a placebo, they took a group that actually took it, and then they had the control, the people who took nothing. Out of these three groups, they monitored who died on each side. And that's where they got their numbers. That's it. That's it and that's all. That's it, that's all. That's how they get their numbers. This is 90 whatever percent effective. Institutions of higher learning all seem to be falling right in line as well, requiring their students to undergo experimental gene therapy in order to get an education this fall, which is wrong because how you gonna tell somebody that is paying y'all's expensive ass tuitions? How y'all gonna tell them in order to come to class you have to get this jab, and plus in order to be here you have to get this jab. So you telling me I'm paying you $30,000 just for this semester, not the whole school year, just this semester, and I gotta get a goddamn jab in order to live out my dreams? Are you fucking crazy? But this is the shit that we get ourselves into. And this is the shit that happens when we don't pay attention to what the hell is going on. Now, I will say, let me get my preacher rag real fast. When you don't pay attention to shit that's going on and your eyes are looking down all the time, which you don't understand. By you having your head down in your phone all the time, you are controlled. By you not understanding that, by you being on your phone and being controlled by the things that they push to you, it's not what you're. It's not It's not you saying, well, the reason why I'm on social media is because my friends is on there. No, you. It became social media became popular because another one was obsolete to someone who thought that the one that they were using was obsolete. You know that there's more social medias out there other than Facebook, Twitter, YouTube really isn't social media, but it kind of is. Clubhouse, uh, was it Snapchat? It's a few others out there. By you having your head down all the time, by not looking around to your surroundings or whatever, like somebody can get killed right in front of you. You would never know because your head is down in your phone. Keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you pay attention to everything that you see. Everything that you see, watch, and have an objective personality, okay? Object the things that you hear. Object what the hell I'm saying. Do your own research. That's all you gotta do. Object what you hear. Be like, I don't believe that. I'm gonna look into it. If someone says this is fact of what I'm telling you, be like, okay, thank you for that sentiment. But let me know where you got this from so I can start somewhere with my research so I can then be guided from what you showed me to see other things that's going on. Make sure you tell anybody who tells you anything that says that they're stating what they're saying as fact, even the government, tell them, well, I want to see where you got it from so I can do my own research. All right. Okay, continuing. Public sector entities need to move as quickly as possible, shouted New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, who eagerly announced his own citywide mandate that all public sector workers will need to either get jabbed or submit to weekly testing with fraudulent PCR tests, which I think that's the test that Fauci came out with, or the CDC, one of the two, but they're basically the same thing because I think Fauci works along with the CDC, so yeah. This DOJ decision is important. De Blasio added, I think that that will be helpful. We have got to put pressure on this situation. Up until this point, the federal government has limited its involvement with the pandemic to targeting travel and public transportation, both of which are still restricted to want that involvement to now extend to compulsory injections. Where am I at? We need to rise up and say enough is enough. All right. Right one frustrated commenter at the Epoch Times. I think that's how you say it. EPOCH. Epoch. What is it going to take to get Americans riled up enough to demand this communistic taking away of freedoms day by day to stop? It's shocking what we are tolerating here, and yes, it is shocking. Now, that video that I showed you guys earlier is what I'm going to show you next, and then after that, we're going to take a quick break. because I have to use the bathroom. I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna say some things about it, and then we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll get into the last story, and then I'll do my closing arguments. All right. So let's go.
President Biden is expected to mandate all civilian federal employees be vaccinated or submit to strict COVID protocols.
Or matter of fact, hold up. Let me take that. I'll dial this back, but I want to take the break now. So it'll be real quick, like a minute. All right, I'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's play the video.
Tomorrow, President Biden is expected to mandate all civilian federal employees be vaccinated or submit to strict COVID protocols. Officials here tell NBC News that those who do not show proof of vaccination would have to be tested frequently and wear masks. It's a dramatic reversal for the president, who just months ago said that he did not believe the vaccine should be mandatory. The White House also now ordering mask mandates inside federal buildings, even for the vaccinated, in places where the virus is.
Well, that's everywhere, to be honest. It's not just for federal buildings. That's everywhere. I'm guessing every place. Well, not every place, but every state has its own mask mandate. But as far as I know, places around where I live and in Delaware, they haven't taken down their signs of a mask is required to enter or whatever it says. They haven't let up from where I'm at, so I don't know if they let up from where you guys are at. But yeah, it's very prevalent around here that they're still with the mask mandate, especially with what's his name, Hogan, the Maryland governor. He stated in some report, this was like 2 weeks ago, that the 1,000 cases that they were seeing, well, Maryland actually had 15,000 cases a day, or it maxed out at 15. I said 15,000. I meant 1,500. At 1,500 cases a day, which wasn't true at all. Wasn't true at all. So there we go.
D.C., the Pentagon doing the same. Republicans have pounced on the shifting messaging, with top Republican Kevin McCarthy and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi trading sharp words after the chief doctor on Capitol Hill announced a mask mandate for the House, but not for the Senate, due to rising COVID cases here in Washington. McCarthy saying it's not based on science. Pelosi calling McCarthy a moron. President Biden wore a mask when he got back to the White House tonight, but earlier in Pennsylvania, Tally Manufacturing, he was maskless. The county he was in has a lower COVID rate. The CDC guidance does not call for mask wearing. So this debate and the confusion is creating new challenges for the president, who just weeks ago declared this the summer of freedom for the vaccinated. Jeff.
Peter, thanks. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
Oh, shit. I didn't know it was that short.
Republican governor.
All right. So this goes along with the next story. So, everybody, we have reached the end. Not the end, but this is the last story. So, if you stood up here, like to thank you. And this is a certified hood classic now.
This is a certified hood classic. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right. All right, with the last story, government takeover with vax status. All right. So imagine it, a national classification system that not only categorizes you according to your health status, but also the government to start you in 100 other, to sort you in 100 other ways, such as gender, orientation, wealth, medical condition, religious beliefs, political views, legal status, etc. This is a slippery slope upon which we are embarking. One that begins with vax passports and ends with national systems of segregation. It has already begun. With every passing day, more and more private businesses and government agencies on both the state and federal level are requiring proof of COVID-19 vax in order for individuals to work, travel, shop, attend school, and generally participate in the life of the country. No matter what one's views may be regarding the government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic or plandemic, this is an unnerving proposition for a country that claims to prize the rights of the individual and whose Bill of Rights was written in such a way as to favor the rights of the minority, but allowing government agencies to establish a litmus test for individuals to be able to engage in commerce, movement, and other rights that correspond to life in a supposedly free society. It lays the groundwork for a show me your paperwork society, or show your paperworks, show your paperwork or show your papers society, in which you are required to identify yourself at any time to any government workers who demands it for any reason. Such tactics can quickly escalate into a power grab that empowers government agents to force anyone and everyone to prove they are in compliance with every statute and regulation on the books. Mind you, there are thousands of statutes and regulations on the books. Indeed, in this era of overcriminalization, it is estimated that this it. Yeah. Okay. So hold on. Estimated that average American unknowingly breaks at least 3 laws a day. This is also how the right to move about freely has been undermined, which we really don't have. We do, but in a way, we kind of don't. But whatever. Overtaken, rewritten into privilege granted by the government to those citizens who are prepared to toe the line. It used to be we the people had the right to come and go as we please without the fear of being stopped, questioned by police, or forced to identify ourselves. In other words, unless police had a reasonable suspicion that a person was guilty of wrongdoing, they had no legal authority to stop the person and require identification, i.e., New York, which New York doesn't do that anymore. They're not. It's not in their policy, the law enforcement policy, but I think they still do it in some way. Um. mm, Okay, so unfortunately, in this age of Coco-19, that unrestricted right to move about freely is being pitted against the government's power to lock down communities at a moment's notice. And in this tug of war between individual freedoms and government power, we the people have been on the loose end of the deal. Now, vax passports, crack scene admission requirements, and travel restrictions may seem like small, necessary steps in winning the war against the cocoa virus. But that's just so much propaganda. They're only necessary to the police state in its efforts to further brainwash the populace into believing that the government uh, legitimately has the power to enforce such blatant acts of authoritarianism. This is how you imprison a populace and lock down a nation. It makes no difference in such police state tactics are carried out in the name of national security or protecting Americans' borders or make America healthy again. The philosophy remains the same. And it is a mindset that is not friendly to freedom. You can't have it both ways. You can live in a constitutional republic if you allow the government to operate like a dictatorship. You can't expect to have your rights respected of you allow the government to treat whomever it pleases with disrespect and utter disregard for the rule of law. If you're tempted to justify these draconian measures for whatever reason for the sake of health concerns, the economy, or national security, beware. There's always a boomerang effect. All right. Whatever dangerous practice you allow the government to carry out now, rest assured, these same practices can and will be used against you when the government decides to set its sights on you, i.e., 9/11. Everybody keep that in mind. The war on drugs turned out to be a war on American people, waged with SWAT teams and militarized police. The war with the war on terror turned out to be a war on the American people, waged with warrantless surveillance, as I just spoke on earlier, and indefinite detention for those. Excuse me, and I said that as well. Also, indefinite detention for. Excuse me. Indefinite detention for those uh who have to what who dare to disagree. The war on immigration turned out to be a war on the American people, waged with roving government agents to screen the populace in order to control and prevent spread of this virus. What you're really talking about is creating a society in which ID cards, roundups, checkpoints, and detention centers become routine weapons used by the government to control and suppress the populace. No matter the threat, no one is safe, no one is immune. All right? As long as we the people continue to allow the government to trample our rights in the so-called name of national security, things will get worse, not better. It's already worse. So you see, you may be innocent of wrongdoing now, but when the standard for innocence is set by the government, no one is safe. Everyone is a suspect and anyone can be a criminal when the government determining what is a crime. It's no longer a matter of if, but when. Remember, the police does not discriminate. So, everybody, I got one more video. I'm not going to play it all because it's 12 minutes and we're doing good on time, I think. Yeah, we're at 2 hours and 3 minutes, so we're doing good. The only thing I got is this video and my closing argument. So, I'm going to put up on the screen once more before we go. If you're new, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and to all, share this video or share the channel and like this video and any other video that you watch of mine. I'll graciously appreciate it. All right. So, if not,
fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
All right. So, we're gonna watch this video. All right. And like I said, we're not going to watch the whole thing. I probably may only play maybe 2 minutes or skim through it. Other than that, we're gonna be out of here. I got a damn net in here again. So let's get to the video.
Georgia, Brian, Kent. Good morning, Governor. Thanks for being here.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. We want to share with you this. I want to get your take on this, Governor, while we have you this morning. Xavier Becerra, head of HHS, is walking back some comments that he made yesterday. First, on CNN, he said the government absolutely has a right to know who is and is not vaccinated. Here's what he had to say yesterday that he has since begun to reel back in. First, his comments.
The federal government has spent trillions of dollars to try to keep Americans alive during this pandemic, so it is absolutely the government's business, and we want to give people a sense that they have the freedom to choose. But we hope they choose to live. We hope people make the right choices. We want them to have the right information. But we are America. We try to give people as much freedom and choice as possible. But clearly, when over 600,000 Americans have died, the best choice is to get vaccinated.
What everyone hears their governor saying, we want to give people the sense that they have the freedom to choose, and the government definitely has the right to know whether or not you are vaccinated. What's your reaction?
Well, listen, I think that's the wrong approach, especially right now in the pandemic with mixed messages that have been coming out of Washington lately on a lot of things.
It's not the wrong approach. What that man said is all true. Okay? I don't care what nobody says. What that man spoke about was actually the truth. All right? Baby.
In the vaccines. I think the people that haven't gotten vaccinated just don't have a lot of trust in the government, and I certainly understand that. I've been telling people is we don't need a government mandate. We need people to talk to your doctor, talk to the folks at your hospital, ask them, of COVID.
Didn't we know last year that with each case, the hospitals were getting a kickback from that? So why the fuck would we ask somebody in the hospital? I suggest anybody who has a truthful, or somebody who tells you the truth in your, if you have a doctor that tells you the truth, you should be asking them questions about the therapeutic instead of, or if you have a nurse, if you have a nurse friend or a mom that's a nurse or whatever, ask her. Get rid of that sucker. Ask her or him, because what do you got to lose if you ask somebody that you know could tell you the truth about this? So just something to think about.
Patients that are coming in now, are they vaccinated or not? Do you think the vaccine is helping? Ask your doctor that. Ask your local pharmacy that. Ask your family members that have been vaccinated, or your faith leaders or other people. We don't need a tyrant in government that's going to go around and do this. That scares people. I think it personally runs them off from trusting the vaccine. So that's my message back to him.
Especially when he changes his tune. Originally he's saying it's absolutely the government's business. And then he tweeted out later in the day, yesterday afternoon, some comments I made today are being taken wildly out of context. To be clear, government has no database tracking who is vaccinated.
After
to step up to protect.
After she reads this and the governor makes his statement after, that's when I'm gonna cut it off. All right.
And others by getting vaccinated. It's the best way to save lives and end this pandemic. Is that why you think people don't trust the government? They say one thing, they know what they actually mean, but then they correct it later?
Oh, no doubt about it. Lots of mixed messages out there. We're not going to be tracking anybody in the state of Georgia. My whole family's been vaccinated. I feel very comfortable with that, but that's an individual choice, especially for the people that are left that have not been vaccinated. They've got to get comfortable making that healthcare decision for themselves, and I believe that they can do that if they'll simply take a few minutes and talk to their medical professionals.
Right. I don't start giving medical.
We have to get comfortable? The fuck are you talking about? Now, people in Georgia, if you are watching this, if I have any Georgia viewers, if you are watching this, homie told you to get comfortable. Nigga, is you sick? We're not getting comfortable with this. This isn't life. Alright? This isn't something that we want to do at all. So, if you fit... Oh, shit. They cut me off on Facebook. Oh shit, they cut me off on Facebook. Ain't that a bitch? They only cut me off on my group page. I wonder what they're gonna say about what it is. Anyway, like I said, I delete these videos on Facebook, and I put the what? Yeah, ain't this a bitch? I think they took the video down as well. Oh no. Okay, here it is. Alright. Well, let me delete that now. Hold on. Let me see where it's at. Yep, it ended. It's all everything that's crazy. They took me down. Or did something fail? Hold on. Let me check my restream real fast. Nah, everything's lit up. That's crazy that they shut me down. All right. Well, everybody on Facebook who was watching in my group, that video has been taken down, and the link is there if you want to come over here. That's crazy. That is wow that they did that. I wonder what the hell I said. Anyway, so okay, I want to do my closing argument now. So here we go. All right. So all of what I said today is all speculation, but based in fact in what we have already been through when it comes to 9/11/01. We are already seeing that they are pushing crackination on all fronts. Commercials, ads, social media, the mainstream media, all are in sync with each other in pushing vax or else. But what is the or else? Well, it's them saying we will be shut out of society if we don't. It's them telling us that we will be fired from our jobs and not able to board a plane. If that's the reason, uh, if that's the reason, then it's the hell did I write? I must was drunk when I wrote this. If that's the reason on all right, I'm gonna have to make something up real fast. If that's the reason, then it's a good one. We can survive this without the vaccine. Still participate only if we fight back because we're Americans. It's our right. All right. So everybody, that has been my show today. I thank you guys for coming. Let me give y'all a round of applause. So, everybody, I thank you guys for being here. All right. So, let's go through all this real fast. Where's my theme music at? All right. Everybody, let's go through this shit. I am using Restream.com. They're not paying me to say this shit, but I am using Restream.com to stream live, simultaneously stream to both Facebook and YouTube. Because that's what I do. And if you're over there on Facebook, I take the Facebook videos down. The YouTube link is in its place, so no confusion is happening if you want to rewatch. Also, everybody who's interested to either or both, I do Marcus Speaks Play on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I do Marcus Speaks Live, which is my podcast I'm doing right now, on Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please know what time zone you're in. All right, East Coast will be 6:30. Midwest will be 5:30. Mountain Time would be 4:30. And on the West Coast, it'll be 3:30. So make sure you know your time zone and where you're at so you can be able to watch the show, all right? It'll be nice if everybody liked, shared, and subscribed this so when this does go live, people know when I'm live, all right? If you have any sort of show ideas or game recommendations, all right, hit me up in my comments, either the Facebook or my YouTube comments. Any video, for recommendations or ideas. Or you can hit me up, or you can hit the live chat as I'm live and say, hey, you should do something on this, or you should play this game. All right. Or you can hit me up in my DMs, and where you can find me on social media is on Instagram at marcus.speaks.podcast. On Facebook, the personal page is Marcus Speaks. Sorry, brain fart. The group page is Marcus Speaks Podcast. Both Marcus Speaks Podcast group page and Instagram is linked up together. All right. And everybody over there on Facebook, I'm here on YouTube. You might as well just come on over. It's just going to be redirected here anyway. If you click out of the video and then come back and I'm not there, the link is in this place. You might as well just come over here to YouTube. All right. Try and grow this this audience. Okay. So everybody, that's it. That's all. I made good timing. It's almost I'm almost 2 hours and 20 minutes in. So I thank you guys for being here, and I will catch you next Friday for another Marcus Speaks play. I'll catch you guys next Friday. Thank y'all, and I love y'all. All right, peace out.